Hateful Steve is in the house. Thank you, sir, as always. Okay, being the big Dolphin insider that you are, my first question about Weaver is what he thinks of Tua. I don't know. It's, your guess is as good as mine, my brother. I have no idea what he thinks of Tua. We'll find out. But in the end, I don't think Tua's. If you listen to Tom Brady, if you listen to Teron Armstead, and if you listen to Louis Riddick, they agree with me. Tua's not your problem. Your problem is in the front. So you don't block. You know what I mean? It's like listening to Dolphin beat reporters tell you Tua needs a perfect team. That's fucking ridiculous. Tua just needs a team. Because, like I'll explain it 100 times, Steve. In Alabama, the playing field was even. Even. And Tua was better than Jalen Hurts. End of story. There's no discussion here. There's no argument, nothing. Jalen Hurts had to pack his belongings and get the hell out of Dodge. Tua put a foot in Jalen Hurts' ass and kicked him right out to Oklahoma. So Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl only because he has a Super Bowl team around him. If you put the Super Bowl team around Tua, the Eagles win the Super Bowl. They don't need a running quarterback because he's a superior passer to Jalen Hurts. So listen to the pros. Don't listen to me. I've only been watching football since I was a kid, and I've been covering football and talking to football people for 35 years. I don't know anything. But I do know this. Tom Brady agrees with me. I know that. I know Teron Armstead agrees with me. And I know Louis Riddick agrees with me. Not with any of you out there that don't believe in Tua, including you, Hateful Steve, because you only ask that question when you don't believe in him. But again, why don't you create a team in front of the kid and a real coach, by the way? Would also help to have John Harbaugh on the sidelines or McDermott or Mike Tomlin. That would also, you know what? I'll even go out on a limb and say I'd rather have Weaver on the sidelines for Tua or Nick Saban. Because when there's a competent person on the sidelines, that helps your quarterback. But hey, let's leave out the facts. The facts never help out in that situation. What helps out is the dramatics and the sensationalism to say something really stupid like Tua needs a perfect team. And I've heard many of you repeat that stupid ass statement, which shows you're really not a real football person because you don't understand the game. Okay? So, not sure how much more clear I need to be on this. But the problem is never been Tua, never will be Tua. Well, I should not say is a problem to a certain extent. It's about his decision making with his body. That part, I have to pick on him for that. Yes, that's catastrophically stupid on his part. But the moron does that because he looks around and he's got a dingbat for a coach that can't get a play in on time, can't stick to the run, can't block. He's got to get rid of the ball under 2 seconds or he'll die. He'll end up, made of tape on the floor. So, what are we going to do? So I get it. So the moron thing, I got to run. Remember when he came back from one concussion that he put his body into a guy and then he went onto the sideline and he told Mike, "Oh, no, I needed that." No, you don't, asshole. No, you don't. And I'm a huge Tua guy. You guys know that. I believe in his play. But I know he's not an athlete. I can tell you that. I don't want Marino running, and I don't want Peyton Manning running. I don't want Drew Brees running. None of those guys did any of the stupid shit that Tua tries. None of those guys are going to go tackle anybody that intercepts them. They're just going to look at it and go, shit. And they're going to walk to their sideline pissed off. That's what Drew Brees does. That's what Tom Brady does. That's what Joe Montana does. They don't go chasing those guys. They're not athletes. They're going to get injured. Okay? So that's where Tua is a problem. Yes, that part I will give it to anybody that wants to complain about that with Tua. I can't argue with you. But Tua is not your problem. Your problem is you need to build an offensive line and a running game and have a coach that knows what the hell he's doing. That would help out your quarterback. And by the way, Tua's extremely smart. He's not smart. He's extremely smart. He sees the game better than most quarterbacks in the NFL, and he can anticipate more better than almost every quarterback in the NFL. Give him the goddamn playbook, you little egomaniac. Let him, don't do what Jimmy did to Marino, that he gave him a check with me system because your fucking ego on the sidelines doesn't trust a quarterback or something. Marino and Tua can be trusted. Give him the damn playbook. Let him come to the line and change whatever the hell he wants to change to. That's what I would do. That would make Tua even better, by the way. And by the way, Tua will be better than Marino in that sense. You know why? Tua will use his running game if it's working. Marino's going to throw the ball, and he was going to throw the ball, and he was going to throw the ball. But Marino's a freak of all freaks. That's a once in a lifetime. We'll never get another one like that again. Sorry, kids. Sorry, but you're not going to see another one like that again. You just get. Have they gotten another John Elway there in Denver yet? Not even close, and they never will. Okay, it might be 50 years from now when I'm dead and gone or something, and then people have to go, well, there was a guy, John Elway, 100 years ago. That's when they'll do it. But you just get it once, and it just doesn't happen again, right? They're still waiting for the next Joe Namath. They're still waiting for the next Joe Namath. Think about that one. Okay? They're still waiting for the next Joe Namath. Okay? The Colts went from Unitas to Andrew Luck. And then what? Am I wrong here, right? Like, what is it, right? Like, the Colts was Unitas, and then Luck, and then, like, what else? You get that guy once, dude. It's just once. It might happen again, but it'll be like 100 years from now, Sometimes you're lucky and you'll get Joe Montana, and then they trade for Steve Young, and you're like, holy shit, all right, But it's one of those things, bro. Oh, no, Peyton Manning, very good. Did get Peyton Manning. Unitas, Peyton Manning, then Luck, and then that's it. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty freaking good right there. Pretty freaking good. Think about this. The Bengals finally got one in Joe Burrow. Esiason is not Joe Burrow, and neither is Ken Anderson. They're really good quarterbacks, but Joe Burrow is like super special. This is the first Cincinnati quarterback that's super special in their existence. It's hard, dude. It's hard, bro. Hard. Tough. You get that guy, and man, takes forever. What is it, Russell Wilson, and that's it, right, for Seattle? In their entire existence? Because it's not Dave Craig or anything like that. It's not Jim Zorn. It's not Geno Smith. It's just Russell, and that's not Marino. That's not Unitas. Russell Wilson's really good, but that's not Marino or Unitas or Joe Montana or Andrew Luck or Peyton Manning. Actually, Andrew Luck didn't finish his career, but he was clearly way more special than Russell. Like Seattle's never had one of those kind of guys yet.